Well, good morning, Patrick. Thanks for taking part in Hydrogen Free. It's a pleasure to have you on the platform. For the purpose of the video, I know a lot of people are aware of who you are and what you do, but could you just give us a bit of an overview of the role you play in the hydrogen sector and the company that you look after?
Yes, of course. Pleasure to be here. Thank you, George, for the invite. I'm the chairman of H2 Energy, and H2 Energy is a business innovator with the goal actually to establish hydrogen as a pillar of the energy system. Therefore, to achieve this, we were active in 4 different fields. So we provide applications, we engineer applications that provide the offtake for hydrogen, but we also do engineering work for power to gas plants, find solutions for the storage and transport of hydrogen, and also for the distribution of hydrogen. That's what we do, and the overarching goal for us is really to fight climate change on this. My role is the chairman of the holding. Most people might probably know H2 Energy because of various joint ventures. So there's the Hyundai joint ventures, where we aim to roll out fuel cell trucks or fuel cell commercial vehicles, which include buses and coaches throughout Europe. But we also just announced a joint venture with Phillips 66 with the aim to build 263 hydrogen refueling stations on Denmark, German, Austrian axis.
Yeah. And
we work with Trafigura on providing infrastructure in terms of power to gas plants at large scale in Europe.
Fantastic. Well, that rolls into my first question, really. There's been a lot of hype regarding the sector, and I know the sector's been around for many, many years, but I'd say over the past 12, 24 months, there's been a lot of investment and a lot of hype. What role do you see hydrogen playing in us globally reaching our net zero targets?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of talk in that space, a lot of tailwind coming from there. And I guess the reason for the tailwind is that the society gives a value to the environment, that they feel what climate change can do, and they want actually to mitigate the impact of climate change, or to achieve net zero, as you have pointed out, and meaning that an equal amount of CO2 needs to be absorbed as being put into the system. So the way that you can reduce the CO2 emission is basically that you need to replace coal, gas, and oil. And if you want to do this on a net zero basis, there's basically 4 technology, and one is the electrification. You have biomass, and you have heat. And whatever you can't do with those 3 technologies needs to be done with hydrogen. So it's a lot that can be replaced by hydrogen. According to our internal calculation, it will be roughly taking 40 to 50% of the energy system, which will, in one way or the other, have to be supported by hydrogen, whether that's pure hydrogen or whether that's synthetic fuels, where you need hydrogen to produce them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I definitely agree with you on that. And that does roll into the next question that I have. You mentioned your partnerships with Phillips 66 and Hyundai, and we are seeing a lot of investment partnerships, MOUs. But on the flip side, what challenges do you foresee, or do you think we face as a sector over this year and the foreseeable future, really?
Yeah, you do indeed see a lot of partnership, a lot of memorandum of understandings and letter of interest, which clearly point out that hydrogen is accepted as a technology which needs to be commercialized. And when you ask me about the downside, I think the current discussions, whether they're politically or geopolitically, they work as a catalyst. And whenever you use a catalyst, I think the biggest difficulty is keeping the process stable. And I guess that's also the biggest challenge that we're facing right now. So this can be secured, the stability of the process, by having clear rules in place. You need clear rules to establish markets, and you need to establish market to have transparency, to have fairness in markets, but also to provide investment opportunities. That's essential. So we need better rules and clear rules to establish. And the second challenge is going to be that you have some synchronization of the different initiatives. It's people have a tendency to focus on specific aspects of the hydrogen ecosystem. Personally, I believe that that the hydrogen refueling stations have a bit more attention than I believe is needed, because it's from a capex point of view, it's not a very intense investment, and it's an investment which you can clearly quantify whether it's meaningful or not. But I see still some hesitations in building in large scale power to gas plants there, and I think all the aspects from a hydrogen ecosystems will need to be well synchronized to get the maximum stability of the system. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then the final question is more about the business that you chair. What role will H2 Energy play developing the value chain throughout 2022 and beyond?
Yeah, so I pointed out that we have the 4 fields we're in, providing the application and power to gas engineering and solutions for the transport and distribution of hydrogen. On the application, we will further expand the rollout of the fuel cell trucks. So right now, the fuel cell trucks are operating in Switzerland. They will be first fuel cell trucks will be rolled out to Germany this year, and we're working to roll out additional fuel cell trucks to Denmark, Austria this year or beginning of next year. On the infrastructure side, we will start building the first hydrogen refueling stations outside Switzerland with our joint venture partners. And on the power to gas side, we work with Trafigura on getting the caterpillars up by early next year's for the 1 gigawatt plant, which is planned to be erected in Esbjerg, Denmark. And we believe the scalability is absolutely necessary in order to provide offtake for the electricity, which we need to have investments as well in renewable electricity. But if you have large scale, it will also enable you to use different ways of transport. So we can integrate pipelines in this ecosystem, and that will have a massive impact on the cost for hydrogen. And this is our main focus for this year.
Fantastic. Well, it sounds like super interesting times for the business, and I know from the work you're doing all you can to enable the sector as well. It's a pleasure to have you on the platform, Patrick. We wish you the best for the rest of 2022.
Thank you, George. Same to you, and all the best. Yeah, appreciate to have been given the opportunity to talk to you.